his heyday, he would have sold them no matter what. That's all I'm saying.
You think so?
I think, yeah, I definitely think like no matter what. I think.
You gotta go look. You gotta look at it. You gotta look at a month worth of promotion versus Thursday. I'm coming out with a project, and Friday it comes out with promotion.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you're reading this, it's too late. Went number one. Like, remember all the songs like hit the charts.
It was new.
But I'm telling you, all right. So you don't see any, you don't see any slippage. There's no slippage.
And what Drake doing?
And Drake, yeah, with Drake.
People might think it's a slippage because the method he used. I think it's the method he used. Drake didn't want to use his full arsenal to go into this project and then have to drop an album. You understand me? Because that takes away from this album. So you just do everything on a minimal.
I think honestly,
minimal level.
I think this was a tester. I do believe Drake is like unsure right now of which way to go.
Nah.
I do believe Drake is. So
I can't say that because you got to look at it. I heard him say losses. Everybody's like, why didn't you hold losses for the album? That's the Drake we want to hear. And he said, the reason I put losses on that album because what I got for that album, this shit right here I just put out, ain't nothing.
Now, Drake, one of the most successful musicians living on this planet today. You can love him, you can hate him, but you can't deny the fact that Drake is putting up different kinds of numbers. All that aside though, the last thing I want to talk about right now is how successful Drake is. We all know that. I want to talk about Drake in relation to how much effort Drake is actually putting into his music nowadays. I have a couple things to say about this, so yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, recently, a little over 2 weeks ago, Drake of course dropped the Dark Lane demo tapes. And you know, whenever Drake drops something, the whole internet kind of stops and gives their take on it because it is Drake and the guy is big as hell. I think when you get to this kind of level, even though someone like Drake has the, predictability stamp on him since so many people feel like they've figured him out, people's curiosity always seems to spark because you wonder, what can he do at this level? He's been pretty much running things in the game for a while, stayed relevant for more than a decade, but the golden question is Drake actually getting better? The answer to that is definitely not. There's a couple things that I personally think are holding Drake back. The first thing is Drake has a great and very powerful track record. Now, what does that have to do with anything? This is relevant because Drizzy has dominated so hard for the last decade to the point where any kind of decrease of relevancy is gonna be very noticeable. At this kind of level, man, when things have been going this good for you, I think that's putting Drake in a place where he's not really willing to take any risks with the kind of music he's making because the result of that is unpredictable. I genuinely don't think Drake even wants to give out the perception that people are losing.
I believe him because Drake didn't give me nothing not to believe him yet.
He did this.
No, this album's a problem. This album's a problem. That shit is a problem.
This album, it's like Landon was hard.
I'm claiming that the only person that like the album.
People gonna like us, but people like Drake. Bro.
Deep Pockets. Deep Pockets. Let's start off with Deep Pockets Crack. That's the first song of the album. Man, we rolling. I don't want to sing.
No, that wasn't that good.
Losing interest in him. Now, in reality, that's never going to happen. He's simply way too successful for that. What I'm trying to say is experimenting with the music for Drake and kind of finding a new sound or introducing a new concept musically speaking is out of the window. I think the proof is there. Just take a look at the music he's been dropping for the last 2 to 3 years. Now, this right here doesn't make the music whack, okay? It just makes us, the listeners, very certain about what we're actually going to get from him. It absolutely kills the anticipation because now what's going through my head at least is, will I get the same thing from Drizzy on whatever he drops next that I've been getting for the last 3 years?
There is a formula there. He'll drop maybe a tester track or that remix with the hot young new kid, and then he'll kill like a bunch of verses. You know what I'm saying?
This wasn't one of those though.
I think he tried it.
This was quarantine music.
He tried.
How could nobody see Dark Lane demo tapes? It's this quarantine music. We had some of these songs from December, some of these songs in January, some of these songs leaked in February.
The shit that leaked. And I think, like I said, I think he leaked that shit himself.
So automatically,
I think he
that shows that when these songs was leaked, it was great. But now when it's packaged, it's bad. Come on, man.
What song I said was great?
Man, I like the masses saying, "Oh, you hate these Drake
and the war."
They was going crazy for the
Drake. No, because it was Drake leaks. It wasn't because the music.
They was saying this is the Drake we want.
the day they shut down the NBA, I remember my man we was playing this shit in the car. We was playing this shit in the car.
Which one?
The Drake leaks. All like there was like an album. We all thought it was it was supposed to be a Drake album, and boy, that shit was hot, dude.
And this is actually something that made Drake different from the rest since day one. Going into a new Drake album in the past, I always knew that I was gonna get something different in terms of experience. I think that's one thing Drake has always provided to people with his music. It's always been somewhat of an adventure that you're not sure where it's gonna take you. Is he gonna go full rapping mode from the start like he did on Tuscan Leather? Is he gonna capture the highs and lows of his crazy journey and put it all out there in an extremely honest, real, and eye-opening fashion like he did on Thank Me Later? I think Drake has lost that side of him as an artist. Now, of course, he can't always stay the same, and to be honest, I don't think he would have gotten to where he is today if he was still rapping the same way he was a decade ago. But when it comes to the relevancy aspect, think about the fact that he's been all up in our faces for the last 10 years. Have you noticed that? That's why you hear so many people talking about wherever you go, it's almost like you can't escape Drake. He's being played on the radio, people are talking about him, etc. He's simply everywhere. That's Drake in a nutshell. You know,
my little sisters and them was playing that in the crib. I'm like, these little high school girls playing this little brassy nigga. I was a hater. I was a Drake hater at the time. I was a Drake hater.
And now you giving
so far gone.
What do you want to see? What do you want to see from Drake? Because I do believe he stuck himself.
He's not stuck. This album is a perfect bridge.
Let me tell you what I think he's stuck in.
Go ahead.
And then correct me if I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I do believe he's stuck in that he has to be like vulnerable type shit. You get what I'm saying? Because I thought like Scorpion, I do think Scorpion, there's a dope album in there. But it's like I thought he went a little bit extra with the R&B that he didn't need to. That was the first time I got the rap album that I wanted from Drake.
Why people say that, man? Like, bro, Scorpion was like the perfect Drake album.
You know, the quote-unquote issue with Drake nowadays is I think he's just so big to the point where he can do anything and the love is automatically gonna overshadow the criticism. Of course, he's worked his whole life to get to a place like this, so really at the core it's nothing negative, it's not really an issue, but I do think this is definitely handicapping him from an artistic point of view. Views was probably the beginning stage of this declining Drake. Looking back at it now, I actually liked Views. I think it had a lot of just amazing songs on there. I don't think it was bad at all. I just think musically speaking it was a little bit all over the place for being a Drake project. Maybe a lot of us felt that way because if you're reading This Is Too Late set the bar so high, and plus Drake was very much rapping on that one. At the end of the day, this is what happens when everything you drop gets validated no matter the level of quality that drop might have. Obviously this isn't really something that's only exclusive to Drake.
Been jam-packed trying to please everybody. And he keep going back to Nothing Was the Same. Like it's like Nothing Was the Same, like it was the perfect Drake album because it gave the rap niggas what they wanted and it gave the singing people what they wanted. So he tried to compact that again. A 12 to 13 song album instead of giving niggas a 18 to 19 song album. So Drake actually knows what Drake want to do. He actually pays attention to, I think Drake cares more about what people say about the next album more than the numbers. But the numbers still mean something because the numbers is the numbers.
I think there's
it's like Michael Jordan care about winning the ring, but he still also care about winning the scoring champ.
That's the question when I'm asking. I'm like, it's like, but at what point
you comparing it to LeBron right now?
At what point?
The nigga that wants the stats.
No,
I don't care about the ring.
I think
but he's Jordan right now. He wants the ring and he wants the stats.
He wants the stats. He wants both. I think the stats do count more than that. I do think it's a little.
I think the ring counts more than.
I think he'll.
I think he want to hear people say, "I got the I think he want to hear people say, "You got the classic, bro."
How?
Especially with
at this point, how does Drake pull off a classic at this point? Because it seems like a lot of people. Where do we go?
It goes with.
Where do we go? Do we go? Because I don't think the classic. I don't think the classic is in fucking him. I don't think the classic
First of all,
I ain't
gonna cut you. Go ahead.
I'm saying I think the classic is in like him finding like something new and not reverting back to like.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck the hip hop purists. What they say. Drake has more than one classics. If you're reading This Is Too Late, it's a classic.
I think every single really successful rapper battles this, but the difference between a Kendrick and a Drake is the fact that one is consistently managing to drop great bodies of work despite the level he's at, while the other isn't. Drake is always going to be watched, and I think as time goes on, the pressure will only keep on rising. Like I said though, he's at a level where he can do anything and still maintain this level of success. At the end of the day, Drake's dropping quality won't have a noticeable amount of people not checking for him. He's a household name in the game, so that's close to impossible. But But the decline of Drake is a very real conversation, and the thing that worries me is I don't know if he's gonna get out of this slump. Drake will always have the numbers on his side, he's proven that, but can he keep on pushing the barriers music-wise? That's what I'm wondering. You know my take on this though. What do you think? Do you think Drake is getting better or worse?
I think he's gonna make music where he's comfortable not being the hottest.
He's in there with Dog Named Demo. Yeah, but them songs is a problem, bro. That project's a problem, bro.
But anyway, man, it's your man Slapshot, man.
Man, Flat School Creek, man.
And even though we ain't really come to a conclusion, one of us is definitely right.